Is cancel culture going too far?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, why?
I feel like people are getting cancelled for the most stupid reason.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech should be a thing everywhere. You should be able to say what you want. Opinion is a thing. People should not be hurt by people's opinions. It makes no sense.
Exactly, bro.
If you're offended by people's opinions, then you need to close your phone, okay? You need to press the little button that locks your phone, put the phone down, and go back to your bed. That's what you need to do, all right? No more being offended by stupid opinions. I say size 9 is the size you're meant to be, and you're a size 8. You shouldn't be upset about that. That's stupid.
Is cancel culture a real thing?
Yeah, cancel culture is really toxic. Basically not staying in your place. That's what cancel culture is all about. You stay in that box, you stay in that place. You step outside of that box and think that you can do things your way, then we'll soon get you back in that box and put the lid on it and seal it tight. It's just a narrative nowadays, and if you don't stick to that narrative, then you will be cancelled.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Joel, and if you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. If you're a new viewer, hi, my name is Joel, and on this channel I give Zen vlogs, motivational content, and I give commentary on any topic that I really do want to talk about. And with that being said, let's get right into this video. Before I go on, I just want to say that this topic was suggested by Harry Callaghan, so thanks to Harry for suggesting this topic. If you would want me to talk about a particular case or a topic, kindly leave your suggestion in the comment section. I read every comment and I try to respond to as many people as I can. Also, please do remember to be kind in the comment section, even though you do not agree with me or with any other commenter. But please remember to be kind to everybody in the comment section, because I am actually going to delete your comment, okay? That being said, let's get right into this video. In our digital age, social media is a big deal. It shapes how we chat, how we share information, and also how we express ourselves. But now, with cancel culture on the rise, where people do get called out and cut off for things that they've done, social media is not just a place to hang out. It's become a stage for justice and a battlefield for public opinion. This essay dives into what cancel culture does on social media, looking at how it can be good for holding people responsible, while also thinking about the worries that it might mess with free speech and bring on really big consequences. Firstly, before we go on, I would really love to know what you guys think about this topic. If there is any video that I've actually created and I've always wanted to know what you guys thought about, is literally this one, because with this topic, I am on the fence with this one. And obviously, I know cancel culture is something that is very, very dominant in our society today, especially on social media, and I know that people are 100% for it and people are totally against it, and I'm maybe one of the few people that are on the fence. So I would really want to know what you guys think about in this case, and please remember to be respectful in the comment section. Cancel culture is a current social trend where people, especially well-known individuals like celebrities, they get publicly criticized and condemned, usually on social media. This happens when their actions or their words are seen as offensive or controversial, and the term cancel actually suggests an effort to totally isolate or boycott this person, both personally and professionally. People may be cancelled for various reasons, such as perceived racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, or any other forms of discrimination. It can also happen due to past actions or statements that are considered socially unacceptable. Cancel culture also involves demanding accountability, apologies, or even consequences like losing a job or damaging one's reputation. While cancel culture can be a way to make individuals answer for harmful behaviors, there are also criticisms that comes with cancel culture. Some argue that it lacks nuances, it restricts free speech, and it brings overly harsh consequences for mistakes that are minor. The debate on cancel culture is intricate, and of course it is an ongoing debate.
Okay, so possibly unpopular opinion, but I really think cancel culture is super toxic, and here's why. So first I want to talk about the difference between shame and guilt, and I really like Brene Brown's definition of shame, so this is it. Shame is the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing we are flawed and not worthy of acceptance and belonging. So basically shame says, I did something bad because I'm bad. Guilt, on the other hand, says, I did something bad, but everybody makes mistakes and we can all learn from that experience. Cancel culture to me is the act of publicly shaming somebody, but you can't shame somebody into making a change. Shaming people makes them want to go and find people who actually validate their experiences, agree with them, and then further dig their heels in, and they never acknowledge that they make a mistake and make changes. So this video isn't really for people who are actively harmed by that person's actions, but you know, I'm open to other people's opinions. Let me know what you guys think.
Cancel culture became popular as a way to make sure that public figures actually do face consequences for their actions, especially when it involves social injustice, offensive comments, or inappropriate behavior. Social media platforms, with their quick and widespread communication, they give people a strong tool to express their concerns and demand accountability. Although cancel culture often comes from a desire for justice and positive change, it is also important to think about the impact that cancel culture has on both the individuals being called out and the wider online community. Over time, we've also realized that things that we once thought were okay are not okay even now. Just because something seemed acceptable in the past doesn't actually make it right. When we become aware of these mistakes, it is very important to admit that they were wrong and take personal responsibility. It also helps us to be more mindful of our words and actions, making sure that we do not unintentionally hurt anyone. Cancel culture takes personal responsibility to a whole new level. It's not about making the wrongdoer understand why their words or actions were hurtful. It also involves cutting ties with them and encouraging others to do so. According to Social Mix, cancel culture is a strong form of boycotting that is aimed at holding people or organizations accountable for their wrongdoings. In cancel culture, there is usually no path for the wrongdoer to redeem themselves after being cancelled. The good thing about cancel culture is how it shines light on important social issues and gets us talking about responsibility. When famous people do things that discriminate or spread harmful ideas, the combined strength of social media can make them face the results of their actions. This public attention might make them apologize, learn more, and sometimes actually change how they actually do behave. So, cancel culture, it becomes a tool for encouraging responsibility and spreading awareness about social issues.
Cancel culture is literally mob mentality culture. It's, I don't need facts, I go on emotions, and if what you're saying bothers me, I don't need receipts. All I gotta do is say you're a racist, you're a misogynist, you're a phobia, you're an ism, and you can lose everything. Oh, and then 2 years later, my bad, they actually weren't racist.
Hi, Benji here, and this is why cancel culture isn't real. Cancel culture describes the practice of cancelling, which is the mass withdrawal of support for someone, usually due to controversy. Cancel culture is set to silence, causing the target to lose their voice, platform, and reputation. Critics of cancel culture argue that it's unfair, as it limits free speech and ruins lives. But cancel culture isn't real. It's my right as an individual to choose not to support someone for whatever reason I see fit. And that doesn't restrict anyone's ability to say, do, or believe what they want. Plus, most cancel people still have platforms and commercial success, sometimes more than before. Mass outrage can lead to loss of opportunity and negative real-life outcomes. But freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence, and holding people accountable for their actions doesn't silence them. Criticizing people for speaking up does. Hope that helps. Bye.
While cancel culture can highlight important issues, it can also be tough on people's mental and emotional well-being. When someone like an influencer gets cancelled, it often means that they lose partnerships and they also lose friends due to the negative attention that surrounds them at that time. This isolation can lead to a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of sadness, according to Dr. Becky Spellman. I also see cancel culture as the online version of something that is called jungle justice. Jungle justice happens when a group takes matters into their own hands to punish someone without proper legal steps. This can be very, very harmful, causing physical harm or even death without a fair trial. So let me really explain jungle justice. In some countries, especially in third world countries, let's say, for example, you're in a market, walking in the market, minding your business. A strange person or a passerby can just shout, "This man just stole my money." And before you know it, everybody, without asking how much was the money, what did he do with the money, can you find the money, how sure are you that he's the one that stole your money, they pounce on the accused, they beat the living daylight out of him, and in extreme cases, they actually do burn this man alive. They burn him with tires, like car tires, and they set him on fire without even waiting for the police involved. That is how I see cancel culture. Cancel culture on social media can lead to something similar, which is what I like to call groupthink. This means that people, they act like a mob. They make quick judgments without actually thinking things through. And this rush to cancel someone based on sometimes limited information can actually have serious consequences like job loss or damage to their reputation. It is very important, in my personal opinion, to find a balance between holding people accountable and understanding that everyone actually does make mistakes. This does not take away from the fact that some people actually do deserve to be cancelled, especially if their actions are very unacceptable and also if they show no sign of remorse. That being said, let me take you back, you guys, down to I think November or December of 2023, where Halle Bailey, she went to do her nails to get some pedicure and some manicure, and obviously she was heavily pregnant and she went there. Her sister was meant to come after her, and she told the owner of the place that her sister was coming 15 minutes late. And I watched her Snapchat video where I'm not following her on Snapchat, but then it was trending on my TikTok. And I watched her TikTok video which she posted on Snapchat explaining the whole situation, and she said her sister was 15 minutes late. She actually did lie that her sister was 15 minutes late. Meanwhile, her sister was more than 30 minutes late. I think her sister was like 35 minutes late. But she lied upon that situation. And obviously, she had told her boyfriend, who I think is a very irrational person. I'm sorry if you're fanning him, but like I feel like her boyfriend, sometimes he doesn't think things through before he actually post things or like tweet some certain things or make some certain music, if you know what I'm talking about. And she told her boyfriend, and her boyfriend just went on his Twitter and he was like, "Yo, this woman is racist, go to her page and give her 1 star." And his minions, his mobs, just went all the way to this woman's Yelp page and they said mean things to her. They gave her 1 star. They called her someone who is heavily pregnant. They called her. They told her to off herself. They insulted her. The woman was scared to come to work the next day because she didn't know if people would be waiting for her. That is literally her business. That is her means of income. And she was meant to be off on maternity leave the week after. So obviously, maybe she wanted to use this week to make as much money as she wanted to. She was ready to put to bed. But then this was someone who did not even give the proper information, going on social media trying to cancel a woman who was just trying to make ends meet, sending his minions to go to this woman's page and go to her Yelp page and rate her 1 star and basically lie on this woman. That is an online version of jungle justice. And as if I wasn't livid enough at what the DJ said, his girlfriend Halle, she came back and she replied under the Shade Room's comments and she was like, yo, it's not that serious. I was just explaining my day on Snapchat. I did not name any names. Everybody be kind to everybody and calm down. Meanwhile, her boyfriend was the instigator. Her boyfriend was the one who did all these things, who made people to be very rude to that woman, because he knows the kind of online presence he has, and instead he decided to use his online presence to bring another woman down, someone that was pregnant. And to me, it just came across as someone who threw stones and then hide their hands, because I was like, what the actual? Every time I remember that case, I get so livid, I get so angry, it boils my blood, like, because that is someone's bread and butter. This one literally happened like last week in North Carolina, where this girl came online and lied that a guy had given her HIV, and she was not the only person that the guy had given her HIV. And she put this text message where the guy was saying, I'm sorry, I found out 8 months ago that I was positive, but I'm sorry, I just wanted to hit it. Meanwhile, she only knew this guy a month, and she also lied allegedly and said that she also lied and said she was a virgin. Meanwhile, allegedly she actually has a child and she has a baby father. And that is what I'm saying. People were just so quick to rush to this guy, wish him death, insult him and things like that, only to find out that this girl was lying. This girl was lying, and she sent those text messages to herself, wanting to make it look like it was the guy that actually did send it to her. This is literally what I'm saying. Like, people do not take the proper steps to make sure that whatever information someone is bringing out is actually correct. For example, the North Carolina one, which the guy was accused to have HIV. Actually, apparently he didn't have HIV. He took tests. Everything was clean. He's never ever had any sexually transmitted disease before. People in that case, obviously this happened in a campus. This happened in school. This is something where you can quickly do a quick Google search and literally check the news if police has carried it, even the school campus newspaper, if they've carried that case. But people went around insulting this man, blah 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 blah. And I'm glad he's been able to clear his name off and know that, okay, the girl was actually lying. And the girl came on and said, she was like, I didn't think it was going to get that much traction. Girl, this is social media. I don't expect people to sit down and be like, me putting something that is as shocking as that would not get much traction. Like, excuse me. And what is funny is because she also put the guy's Instagram, his number, everything on social media. Honestly, sometimes I do not understand cancel culture, but then sometimes I know that cancel culture is needed in some circumstances. So now let's go to the chilling effect on free expression when it comes to cancel culture.
If cancel culture continues at this rate, here's what you can expect in the next little while. Ed Sheeran is going to be canceled for the song Shape of You, specifically for saying, I'm in love with your body. Because woke people are going to say, what about her personality? What about her face? Canceled. Bruno Mars will be canceled for the song Marry You, specifically because he says, don't say no, 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 no. Just say yes, 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 yes. Why are you forcing her? Can she not make a decision on her own? Canceled. Then Maroon 5 is going to get canceled for moves like Jagger. Kiss me till you're drunk? Are you forcing her to drink? That's not acceptable. Canceled. I hope y'all are seeing how ridiculous those things are. We cannot keep doing this. We cannot continue at this rate. We can't keep digging into the past looking for things to cancel.
Cancel culture, a big worry is that it might make people to be afraid to freely express themselves. When folks worry about facing public backlash or being isolated for sharing unpopular opinions or for making mistakes, it could also limit different perspectives and stop open conversations. The fear of getting cancelled might make people hold back on what they say, which isn't great for a healthy society where sharing ideas freely is important, especially for democracy. Cancel culture is a topic that gets people talking, and figuring out when it's okay actually involves a few important steps. Firstly, it's about how serious someone's actions are. If they are doing things that really hurt other people, cancel culture is there to hold them accountable. Also, the person's response also matters. If they are genuinely sorry and they say they are sorry and they show that they are learning and growing from their mistakes, that makes a difference. Taking steps to fix mistakes and being committed to doing better can make cancel culture more acceptable. The context of the situation is also very important. What is considered okay or what is considered not okay actually does changes over time. Cancel culture might be more acceptable when it matches what society think is right or what society think is wrong at that moment. However, it is also crucial to be very careful with cancel culture. Sometimes, cancel culture can be too harsh, especially for mistakes that are very small. We need to find a good balance between holding people responsible and giving them a chance to improve. So when cancel culture is about learning, growing, and making positive changes, is more likely to be okay. We want a culture that encourages people to get better rather than pushing them away. Whether cancel culture is here to stay is an ongoing topic, and the opinion actually varies from individual to individual. The ups and downs of cancel culture are closely tied to changes in society, online dynamics, and cultural norms. Several factors contribute to the possibility that cancel culture might not stick around forever. Firstly, people's attention spans are short. Issues that lead to someone being cancelled might quickly be replaced by new controversies. The constant flow of information on social media means that focus just shifts swiftly, making cancellation campaigns lose intensity over time. Also, what is considered offensive also changes as society evolves. Something important today might not be as significant as it is in the future. As our perspective shifts, cancel culture might also lose its effectiveness because the standards for holding people accountable changes based on new norms and expectations. Individual growth and learning also matters too. People who have been cancelled, they might change and learn from their experiences, and they may show efforts towards rehabilitation. Recognizing these efforts can also create a less punishing atmosphere over time, allowing for redemption and personal growth. Social media platforms where cancel culture often happens can also influence its longevity. Changes in platforms or even changes in algorithm actually also impact how cancellation campaigns do spread. Platforms might introduce measures to encourage more positive conversations and discourage online harassment, shaping the whole cancel culture scene. Public fatigue is another factor. Some people might actually do get tired of seeing cancellation campaigns and start questioning if it's actually really fair or if it's really effective. When cancellation seems too much for the offense, it can make the public skeptical and it can lead to a rethink of the whole practice. Lastly, legal and institutional responses are very crucial. As cancel culture evolves, more attention on the legal and institutional side might change how accountability works. Rules about things like defamation, harassment, and employment termination can shape what cancel culture looks like in the future. Now, that being said, we're going to dive into some celebrities who have been cancelled, but I focus mainly on YouTubers. So many YouTubers, they've actually faced cancellation in the past few years, and it had a very big impact on their lives. So let's look at some famous YouTubers who have been seriously affected by cancel culture. Moving forward, I want to use this to say I do not stand with these people. Let's make that clear. but these are just some of the examples that I want to bring on. The first person is Logan Paul. So back in January 2018, Logan Paul, he went to Japan and he went to the Aokigahara forest, which is also known as the Unalive forest. And Logan Paul, when he went there, he got a lot of criticism because he shared a video with a dead body in the forest. Logan Paul, he removed the video and he said he was sorry for posting the video. He took a break from posting, and when he came back, he made videos about mental health awareness, and he also did charity work. And despite the initial trouble, he's been trying to show a better side of himself by doing good things and making more considerable content. And I think now he's a boxer. So yeah. Also, another person is Laura Lee, and who can forget her controversial apology video or apology cry competition. Anyways, back in 2018, Laura Lee, she was a beauty YouTuber, and she got into trouble when some tweets with offensive language and stereotypes came into the spotlight. So to make things right, she posted a video saying she was sorry and she was feeling bad about all those tweets that she had said in the past. But people, they were actually not too happy with her apology because they thought she was not being sincere enough. Due to this, she decided to take a break from social media, but she came back later. When she came back, she tried to make her online presence more positive, and yeah, she tried to also put some distance between herself and the controversy. And to be honest, that leads me to ask this question, which is a very sincere question. How do you know when someone is not being sincere with their apology? And how do you know when they're being really, really sincere? I'm asking that because obviously I don't know if she was being sincere, but like there are some times where like me, sometimes not even with apology, like when I'm talking about something and it's meant to be like a very serious topic and I'm actually very serious, but people around me, they think I'm not being serious. They're like, be serious. I'm like, I'm actually serious. Like, I'm serious. Why do you think I'm not serious? So that's what I'm saying, like, because I've watched that video and obviously that video is now like a meme. So how do you know when someone is being serious and when someone is not being serious? I'm asking genuinely. Now, another person that has been cancelled is James Charles. And back in May 2019, James Charles, he had a very big problem after a public disagreement with fellow beauty YouTuber Tati Westbrook. And is she cancelled? Because I've not been seeing videos about her. And they accused each other of betrayal, and James was also accused of inappropriate behaviors with minors. I have a lot to say about that. Like, literally, I have like so many unpopular opinions, but I keep them to myself because honestly, I don't really see myself in that. Anyways, so to clear things up, James, he actually made a video called No More Lies, where he talked about what happened from his point of view, and lots of people, they watched the video and it changed how many people saw the situation. And since then, James has kept talking with his followers and he's actually been able to make a comeback. He's been able to rebuild his career and his reputation through collaborations and making new content. But I'm not gonna lie, I actually do not think he's like the James of before, because like the James of before, remember when he puts out a new product, like people used to line out, but now like people really don't. And like now I think he gets more criticisms than ever. So like he's been able to rebuild his career, but I don't think he's been able to rebuild his career as he was booming before. I don't think, yeah. Do you think you ever go back to the 2017, 2018 James Charles? Because he deserved to have been cancelled like ever since, right from the Ebola situation. But I guess like not everybody is as lucky. So now that brings us to our fourth cancelled YouTuber, which is Shane Dawson. So in June 2020, people actually did get upset with Shane Dawson when old videos with offensive content like insensitive jokes and remarks actually came back. There were other accusations about his past behaviors and inappropriate content that involved minors, and also a video where he also did blackface. Shane, he tried to make things right by releasing a video saying that he was sorry and admitting that he actually did mess up. he understood that his content actually did cause harm and he decided to take a break from social media. Since then, he's been able to keep a low profile and occasionally he's been sharing updates on social media. And that brings us to the fifth person who has been cancelled, and that is Jeffree Star. So Jeffree Star, he is a beauty influencer, he's an entrepreneur, and he got some hits for things that he had done in the past, like making racist remarks and getting into online arguments. So whenever people criticize Jeffree, he would usually talk about it on his social media. He would say that he was sorry for the things that he had done in the past, and sometimes he would talk about the controversies in videos, or he would make statements on his Twitter, etc. But not everybody actually does agree with how he responds, and discussions about his behaviors, they just keep going on. Another person who, obviously this person has been in and out of controversy since I heard about them, and fun fact, I've actually not even sat down to like watch one of their videos. I've only known them through controversies and through tea pages, and that is no other person than Trisha Paytas. So Trisha Paytas, she's a YouTuber that is famous for her vlogs, and she's also famous for saying controversial things, and she's been cancelled a bunch of times over the years. This usually happens because her comments on touchy subjects, disagreements with other creators, or when people think she's not being sensitive. So Trisha, she actually often talks directly to her audience through videos and social media. Sometimes she says sorry when she's been called out, other times she tries to defend herself, and every now and then she just takes breaks from social media when things get heated. And Trisha, she's also known for being really open, really honest, which gets her support. And obviously, she also gets some criticisms and some people who do not actually like her. And the last but not the least is the latest cancelled person, Colleen Bollinger. So Colleen, she actually did face some accusations about having inappropriate relationships with fans and also sharing adult content with minors. After this, she took a break from YouTube. When she came back with a video called Hi, and it became her most watched video. The video started serious, but then she got a bit quirky and she brought out her ukulele, and this is where she sang a song that was denying the accusations called Toxic Gossip Train.
All aboard the toxic gossip train. You're chugging down the tracks of misinformation. The toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station.
Toxic Gossip Train. So people made fun of her, especially the lyrics where she was like, I'm not a groomer, just a loser. After that, Colleen, she disappeared from social media and she also cancelled her tour. On November 18th, she actually made a video called The Fall Vlog, and finally she spoke about her strange apology, and here she said she was sorry to her fans for being gone so long. But I feel like if you're being cancelled and you're being called out, you should not, when you've gone to change yourself, it should not be gone for so long, because going to take time for yourself and reevaluate your actions should not have a timestamp, if that makes sense. Anyway, some fans actually did welcome her back, but they still joke about expecting her to pull out a ukulele again. Let's talk about approaching mistakes with kindness. In my personal opinion, words actually do carry weight, and it is very important for people to take responsibility for what they actually do say. Conversation should be mature, should be respectful, and as fans, we actually do hope that YouTubers also set a very good example. But it is also very crucial to remember that YouTubers are just like us. They are imperfect human beings and they are still trying to figure things out. Please bear in mind that I am in no way making excuses for these people. I am just stating my own opinion, and when I do my videos, I like to bring the advantages and the disadvantages. I just like to touch on every round of my commentary, and I think that's what makes me who I am. That's what makes me distinct, if I could say so myself. I'm in no way making excuses for these people. I am just stating my own opinion. We should remember that we're all on a journey to learning how to be a better person, and it's also a process that takes time, and it also takes patience. We stumble, we get back up, and we strive not to make the same mistakes. Let's not forget that being kind matters. Kindness actually matters. And while our paths may differ, we all share the same expectations in treating each other well. No one is above or below anybody else, and we are all continually learning right from wrong. When we hear about someone, whether the person is an influencer or a friend making a mistake, pause before you send hate or canceling them just outright. It can have more consequences than you might have realized. And I have given to example the one with DDG. That one pisses me off till tomorrow. And the one where the girl lied and said the guy was HIV positive.
Hey, do you support the LGBT community? Oh yeah, 100%. What about that tweet? What tweet? The one from 2012? I don't know, I was 11. Yeah. You tweeted that gay people are weird. I don't doubt that I did. I was raised religious, so I kind of was always taught that it was wrong. But I apologize. I don't think that anymore. Yeah? Well, you should have been educated then. You need to be canceled. I mean, I was later on. It was kind of hard to be educated at that point when, like, everyone around me kind of thought the same thing. But I don't think that anymore. I totally support it 100%. I stand up for it. Why didn't you stand up for it in 2012? I don't know, but I support you now. I stand up for you against all my family, a lot of my friends. Like, I support you. I support the LGBTQ community. It's LGBTQ+, so you're not educated. You're homophobic. Yeah, you need to be canceled. Okay.
In conclusion, using cancel culture to hold people accountable for harmful actions has its benefits, but there are also criticisms. Some say that it lacks nuance, it restricts free speech, and it gives overly harsh consequences for small mistakes. The debate about cancel culture is very tricky, with discussion centering on finding the right balance between accountability and avoiding extreme reactions. Honestly, like I said before, I would really love to know your thoughts on this controversial topic, because personally, I'm on the fence about this one. I'm like literally 50-50. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and please share with your family and friends. I'm trying to reach 15,000 subscribers by the end of January, and I'm sure we can make it. It's the same you that made this channel 5,000 subscribers in less than a week. So 15,000 subscribers by the end of January, and I'm recording this on the 12th of January. Oh my god, tomorrow is my sister's birthday. I'm recording this on the 12th of January, and honestly, I would really love to know what you guys think about in this topic, and let's get this channel to 15,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you guys so much for liking this video, commenting, because this is the only way it can push the video out. Until next time, bye. If you have any topic you want me to talk about, put it in the comment section, and if you would love to add to my commentary, you're welcome. But please remember to be respectful in the comment section. Until next time, bye.